Hi, I'm Kenny Anderson, Director of Multicultural Affairs for the City of Huntsville, and welcome to Impact. Each week we bring you information about exciting things that are happening right here in this community, and today will be no different. There are two local organizations who are joining forces to educate the community about mental illness and to raise money for NAMI. We're going to tell you all about that in just a few moments. The Epsilon Gamma Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, as well as the local chapter of NAMI, are actually going to be sponsoring something called Line Dancing for NAMI, a fundraiser to help support this very important organization. Here to tell us all about this event today is Dr. Wilma Ruffin. She is the president of the local chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. It's the Epsilon Gamma Omega chapter. Welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's good to have you. And Joe Moody is treasurer and board member for NAMI Huntsville. Welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
You know, we talk about a lot of things on this broadcast. Some things are more sober than others, but this is actually a pretty fun conversation today with a little tinge of sobering information as well, because the purpose behind which you're going to be doing this is a very, very important part of people's lives that we really want more people to learn about. Joe, I'm going to start with you, and first of all, tell us a little something about what NAMI is.
Okay, so NAMI means it's the National Alliance for Mental Illness. We have a Huntsville chapter. Of course, there are several chapters throughout the state. We're here to help families deal with family members that are suffering from mental illness. And that's one of our things. But we also try to bring more awareness to those suffering with mental illness. And we also realize that the state is cutting funds, so we need to increase our effort and expand our community help.
And of course, that's a topic that we hear about a lot across the spectrum of our society today. We certainly hear about it from the stories of veterans who are returning from war. We're hearing about it locally whenever some incidents occur in which there may be a shooting and somebody refers to mental illness. I know that within many police jurisdictions, they're also talking about ways that they can perhaps work more on focusing on people's mental health challenges as opposed to the criminal aspects of a person's behavior, which could be very beneficial. Now, Dr. Ruffin, you're with a very well-known organization that is very philanthropic, charitable, and works closely at hand as a service organization with lots of different community projects. Tell us why it was important for AKAs to get involved with this process.
With this process is really a part of our international programming. We have a president now who her vision was very broad. Within our organization, our programs are set every 4 years by our international program, similar to what would be her platform. So within her programs this year, within the 4-year period, her theme is Launching New Dimensions of Service. Within Launching New Dimensions of Service, there are 5 target areas in which we work. One of those target areas is health promotions. With health promotions, she internationally formed partnerships with various aspects of health. One is with heart health and stroke, and we just finished that program. The other one is with NAMI, with an emphasis on minority mental health. And this partnership was formed in 2015 at the beginning of her administrative work. Hers started in 2014, but her health promotions activities were formed, those partnerships were formed in 2015. So one of those being with NAMI, and that's what brings us to the table. And this is our second time at the rodeo, if you would say. We partnered with NAMI last year as well and had a wonderful program. We had the NAMI Walk last year, and this time we'll be line dancing for NAMI to raise money as well.
It sounds like a lot of fun, and these great community-based activities designed to bring lots of people together certainly sounds like a great thing. It really is I think, an awesome testament to the legacy of fraternities and sororities as service organizations intricately involved with the community, not just to have social events for people to come together, but really so that the community members can experience a better quality of life and the members can provide service to the community in which they're part of. which of course your sorority has a long history of doing, and that's outstanding. It's interesting too, I think, that this partnership is part of the vision of the national president, who recognizes that there are some major challenges that we must focus on a sustained basis. So that's got to be pretty gratifying to you as president of this local chapter.
It is. It really is, because what her platform has done has given us those things that we know are needs in our community. And it's given us the opportunity to go out and make those things happen without having to start the groundwork ourselves. Because those partnerships were formed at the national level, then we are instructed to contact our local partners. When we contact our local partners, they know why we are contacting them, because the partnership is already there. So it makes it a lot easier. It also gives us the security of knowing that when we approach a problem within the community or an issue within the community that needs highlighting, we have a partner who knows more about this than we know. They know the technical aspects of it, and we are there to get the community involved and to ensure that the community is aware. And it's specifically with mental illness within the minority community. We don't always use the services that are available to us. So we need every opportunity to put this forth in our community as an awareness that it does exist. It's like any other illness, any other disease, and we need to take advantage of all of the resources available to us to ensure that we attend to our mental health as we do our physical health.
That's an excellent point, and you think about just kind of pushing back on the stigma of being labeled as somebody with a mental illness, and how embarrassing and shameful that is for so many people, and especially in the minority community, how people don't take advantage of the vast number of resources out there in the community. So this is extremely important. Joe?
Yeah, I was going to say we need to do more to reduce the stigma, certainly in African American community.
Yes.
So that's one of the initiatives we're trying to kick off as well.
Absolutely. And, you know, of course, I was telling you, Joe, before we went in the air, that I have a background in mental health counseling. When I came out of college, that's what I did for 20 years.
Wow.
And so I've known and worked alongside members of NAMI, was a member for a period of time when I was still practicing as a counselor. And this is an important organization, I think, at so many different levels, because mental illness doesn't just affect the person who has it. It affects the family, it affects the community, it affects so many different aspects of our lives, and it's important to have accurate perceptions of how mental illness manifests itself and impacts the community, and also ways in which we can effectively address it. So line dancing for NAMI with Alpha Kappa Alpha Incorporated, local chapter, the Epsilon Gamma Omega chapter. I want to make sure I get that. I keep hearing ego in my head. I think I get it right.
It's okay to say ego.
Ego, all right. Ego chapter. Tell us about this event. It's going to take place on April the 8th, and you're hoping lots and lots of people come out to support this event and be a part of it. How can they do that? And tell them what they can expect.
Well, line dancing for NAMI, we will be line dancing at the Richard Shower Center on April 8th from 1 to 3. They will have an opportunity to come and dance with us, learn new steps. We will have people there to teach the new steps and just really, really get involved. And with this excitement, we want them to make donations to NAMI. And this process has worked for us before because it gives the community an opportunity to do something fun, but in recognition of a great cause. And as they come out, we will also have, with NAMI Association will be there with literature and information on resources that families can use. And this, we're hoping that it will help us to spread the word throughout the community. So we're asking and inviting everyone to come out. You can bring children. We're just gonna dance and have a great time. Dancing for NAMI.
Listen, you can't argue with that for sure. It sounds like a wonderful one period of time, 1 to 3 p.m. on April the 8th at the Shower Center. And you know, it just occurs to me as we're talking that a lot of times if you perhaps schedule a workshop, which I know you do from time to time, and say, come and learn all about NAMI and mental illness and how you can get help and what the resources are, 6 people will show up. because, again, of that huge stigma. You won't get the turnout that you would hope that you got in that environment. But now you have a fun event that focuses on bringing people together in the community around a great cause. You have lots of people on the scene. And, oh, by the way, here's NAMI sharing information about something so people can slip over to the table. They could be as inconspicuous as they'd like, and they can get as much information as they can and learn about what's available in the community. This is really a great partnership. And in the few minutes remaining, I did want to make sure I ask both of you, what does this kind of a partnership mean for our community? Because I'm always talking to people about how, you know, two heads are better than one. It's something we've said for years and years and years, but we don't always follow up on that. And you can have a resource over here and a resource over here, and they never come together, but there's really strength in numbers. And I wonder, from your perspective as the president of a local sorority and your perspective as a board member of a nonprofit organization, what does this kind of a partnership mean to a community like Huntsville?
Well, I see that it's invaluable, really. It really is. Because for us as a service organization, and service is what we do, we serve our community in whatever capacity that we can. It gives us an opportunity to do that at a higher level when we have the technical support of an organization with all of that information that as it relates to that particular issue. So when we come together, we're there to serve, to help get the word to the community, to make the community aware of the issue, but they have the resources and the information on how to make it happen. So when we come together, it's a perfect match.
Yeah,
perfect match.
Well, you know, it really does take a village to do anything, and we rely heavily on donations. And it's certainly special to have someone like AKA or any other organization to reach out to someone like NAMI to help us and to help spread the cause of mental illness. And of course, you can also go to our website, NAMIHuntsville.org, as a means to give as well.
Yeah.
So it's just a great opportunity for us to be involved with AKAs.
Yeah. Joe, I'm just wondering, how do you personally remain optimistic in these kinds of experiences? Because it is a challenge, and I think just to simply ignore the fact that it's challenging is probably more detrimental than to acknowledge it. So how do you maintain a spirit of optimism moving forward?
Well, you know, I've seen folks overcome mental illness. As I mentioned earlier, my wife has dealt with depression and whatnot, and I've seen her go from being the person that was hopeless to hopeful. So I've seen story after story of folks overcoming their mental challenges, and I think so I'm hopeful in that regard.
Yeah, and it's those personal stories,
Right.
I think, that have the greatest power to motivate people and inspire them to get involved. So that's why NAMI stands strong, and it has for so many years. That's why Ego Chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority stands strong in our community. And I want to thank both of you for being a part of this conversation today. Again, tell us where people can get connected to line dancing for NAMI with Alpha Kappa Alpha Incorporated.
Well, you can get connected on our Facebook page by going to Epsilon Gamma Omega Chapter Facebook page, and there will be flyers and information there. We'll also have the website that Joe mentioned so that you can donate online. In case you leave your purse when you come to dance, you may donate before you come. Go online and make that donation. You can also go to our website, www.ego.org, and look on our website for additional information. But I think with social media, the word gets out there when people go to that Facebook page, and they will see other things that we're doing as well.
Sure. I just want to make sure, is it egochapter.org or
Yes, egochapter.org.
Egochapter.org.
Yes.
Outstanding. And Joe, of course, they can connect with you through NAMI.
That's correct.
All right. I want to thank you so much for this wonderful conversation today, Dr. Wilma Ruffin. She's president of Epsilon Gamma Omega Chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
And Joe Moody, of course, he is treasurer with NAMI Huntsville. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you once again. Appreciate it.
All right. I want to thank you for being a part of our conversation today, and we hope that you have enjoyed the information that was shared. If you want to see a video of the show that was just aired, you can tune into our Facebook page, which is Impact with Kenny Anderson, where you can see a video of the show that you just watched, as well as some behind-the-scenes shots of what happens when the camera stops rolling. For Impact, I'm Kenny Anderson. I hope that you have a great day.